Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Could we give the chair lady a round of applause for so ably taking us through a very important program. I want to crave leave of His Excellency, the Governor General, Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, to allow me to adopt the protocol so ably led before me, save to acknowledge the distinguished presence of the Cabinet colleagues who are here, and in particular to recognize the Minister with responsibility for public infrastructure, the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert. Let's give him a round of applause. The Honorable Eugene Hamilton, the Honorable Vincent Byron, the Honorable Lindsey Grant, the Honorable Senator Wendy Phipps, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, and our Cabinet Secretary. I want to join in the welcoming of these high personalities of the government, because indeed as a Cabinet, we stand fully and squarely behind this Second Cruise Pier. I've come basically to add the support of the Cabinet to this particular development, which is coming at the right time. Nigh 2 weeks now, we have been celebrating the 3rd anniversary of the Team Unity administration. And our theme spoke to opening the doors of opportunity to service and to empowerment of our people. Today we come as if to symbolize what the opening of doors is about, to have the official sign-off of the financing documents of the Second Cruise Pier, which truly opens the doors of St. Kitts and Nevis to the rest of the world. And so it is a fitting climax to what has been an excellent 2 weeks of celebration, which started way back last Tuesday and ends officially today. I want to congratulate the Minister of Public Infrastructure on this important delivery. And yet we have come today to reflect not only symbolism, but the substance of the government. We have come in the broad sunshine to have the final sign-off, if you will, of the official documents for the financing of the pier, indicating to all, far and near, that we are a transparent government, that we are an accountable government, and that we are the people's government. So the people are here today to witness this act on their behalf by their government. All along, we have followed the rules of good governance. Indeed, we would have it no other way. That is why the process had been long. And it's important for us to appreciate that sometimes when people are demanding good governance, they really do not appreciate some of what is required of it. And part of what is required is that there be a transparent system of decision making. It is that transparent system that took a while to bring us to this point of actualization, and it is that transparent system that determines who one bids and who will be given the opportunities that are presented here today. And so all that was in the public domain, which attempted to say that we were moving the wrong way was nothing more than political mischief. And that is why it is important that we should come as we are doing now, in the scrutiny of the public view, to indicate that this project is an outstanding project done properly on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis by your Team Unity government. We have never taken lightly the fact that we were elected on a mandate for good governance. We not only proclaim it, we practice it by what we do. I want then to also commend all the institutions mentioned before by the minister that have taken part in the financing of this project. And literally, this is a homegrown project intended for the development of our country, to put our people further ahead of others within the region, and to continue the path of growth and development. Who would have thought that on this particular day, we would have found in St. Kitts and Nevis the resources among essentially homegrown indigenous institutions to come forward and be able to provide the financing to allow the largest public sector expenditure ever to happen in a while to take place today at a cost of nigh $135 million. So we say thanks to TDC. We say thanks to FINCO. We say thanks to Social Security. We say thanks to SIDF. And we say a hearty thank you to National Bank. And the fact that so many entities with different directorship and leadership were confident that this was a right investment speaks well that this project is a good one for St. Kitts and Nevis. But it tells us more about it. It tells us that we must feel a sense of pride, that for our major economic activity and public expenditure, it is a homegrown. For this is what nation building must be, that within we can find and mobilize resources efficiently, so that our development agenda must never be strangled. Our development agenda must always be in the hands of Kittitians and Nevisians to determine whether we go forward or we pause. And when we are able to look within rather than without for the resources, we know that we are on solid standing as a country. This was what those visionaries before us had long dreamt. Social Security came as an important mechanism to organize the socio-economic development of St. Kitts and Nevis. Social Security has at its ethos and philosophy the notion of how do we empower people so that they depend less on others and more on themselves. So the man who is sick depends on his contribution to a scheme to assist him in the moment of need, rather than being dependent on others. It was, and it still is, an instrument for empowerment. That was 1977-78. Do the arithmetic. we have come full circle. That Social Security was not about just the empowerment of its contributors, but how that vast resources, now totaling over $1 billion, could be harnessed to greater economic good and development. So when some ask and question the wisdom of the Social Security in investing here, I say, if not in this, in what else would they invest? And they do that in the context of professional actuarial advice, which we've been saying to Social Security for years now. Diversify your portfolio. Find new areas of investment. Well, this is one of the best investments for our country's future. And so I say thank God for the visionaries who came up with the idea of a Social Security scheme. And equally I say thank God for National Bank. For National Bank had been set up again as an instrument to aid national development, taking us forward from a penny bank to now National Bank is the largest financial institution, commercial bank in the OECS, and ranked internationally among commercial banks. We have come a long way. And in the context of the reality that in our OECS sub-region, there are ample resources, too much liquidity, they tell us, and while they have been arguing for years that there is excess liquidity in the system, equally too we are faced with the counter. In the face of excess liquidity in the banks, that is, the bank has too much cash lying around, we are told that equally true, the banks can't find bankable projects, worthy projects to invest in. And that must create a problem for the banks. For on their deposits, they will be paying 2%, but they ain't getting to lend these money and be able then to get a net interest flowing. It is that idea of excess liquidity which in part explain why Royal Bank determined that if your deposit is too small, it is not worth keeping. Not worth keeping. It is this problem of excess liquidity in the system and the absence of bankable projects that have led banks everywhere to begin to charge for things which hitherto were free. Because as they lose in the principal source of funding, loan income, they have to make up some way, or else they will have to begin the cost-cutting measures. Those are the realities in which we must look to examine and to appreciate the wisdom of this project coming on stream and providing National Bank an opportunity, a major opportunity to be a big player in a big project in St. Kitts and Nevis and do it in a profitable way, earning a rate of return it will not get if you were to hold the money in the bank. In fact, holding it in the bank would require it to pay 2%. Lending it out now allows it to earn at least 4.5%. It makes sense. And these things are so simple. Those who are attempting to create confusion and mischief must find some other way of persuading people that the boards do not know what they are doing. That Casper board is a lame duck board because this is a not so good a project. It is an excellent project. It is an excellent project. That is why we were able to convince Finca and TDC Insurance and SIDF. And how could they criticize the involvement of local institutions in local development. How could they allow us always to be in the dependency syndrome, looking outside for assistance and support? Those of us who are here, we are caught up inextricably in national life and national development. We can't as easily as a royal bank would withdraw. We can't do that. We are here to stay. And that is why I laud the efforts of all these institutions that are stakeholders in this development. How could they, who appreciated that an SIDF built from public revenues could lend to foreign interests $16 million US, and they have a difficulty in appreciating in the context of the necessity and the imperative for forward movement of our country, and how this particular second port catalyzes our development. How can't they understand the same SIDF investing, lending, what it is, $5 million US. So 16 million goes away across the peninsula. No concern with that. 5 million here for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Build their national asset, create jobs, create countless other opportunities. And some people feign to have a problem. There is more in the matter beside the pistol. And at some point, as we continue to manage the government, the task will be mine, or the task will be for the Minister of Public Infrastructure to levy the matter for all to see. What else is in the matter than the pistol? That people who ought to know better want to speak condescendingly about a prudent investment undertaken by all the institutions. It wasn't that they were like an OPEC committee. It was that they had their own independent board. So I want to hail them for their understanding. Hail them for their commitment to national development. For that is what my administration is about. And to say thank you for partnering with us on this important project that will take our country forward. And to the CCC Corporation out of Canada, you had in your files letters of discouragement by those who are disloyal to the task of nation building. And you look beyond the folly of the protests to see wisdom in what was happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And you have decided to partner with us. Let's give the CCC a round of applause. So it's confidence from an external party of the highest repute. And it is confidence being exemplified by local institutions here, already named by the Minister of Public Infrastructure. Your coming out today is an indication that you, the good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, you understand what this means. Tomorrow shall be better than today. This is what this means. This is talking to the future growth and development of our country. This is saying that we will become the fastest growing cruise port in the entire Latin America and the Caribbean. Some people don't want it. In 2014, there was on the record for that year, just about 600 100,000 plus cruise passengers. For 2017, we are boasting 1,058,000 cruise passengers. Give the Ministry of Tourism a round of applause. With that kind of geometric growth in the sector, between 2014 and 2017, you can't argue against the necessity for the second cruise pier. Indeed, that pier had long been in demand, but some people didn't know how to get it done. Team Unity knows how to get it done, but more than that, get it done rightly. And that is why it is being done here now. So we say, to God be the glory. Great things are being done by your administration. Your tomorrow will be greater than your today. And that is what is the inspiring message. The work that we have been doing over the last 3 years, that work has borne fruit. That work has delivered for you. That work continues to deliver for you. And that work has set a platform in place that ensures ongoing development. That is why Thomas Williams and the video was talking about the future. How we can be the best. But that is the message of Team Unity. We must be the best small island state in the world. We are matured. We are ready. We have confidence in our innate abilities to keep moving forward. So to all of you, I say thank you for having the wisdom and vision when on the 15th of February 2015, you had a choice. You had a choice between alternatives, and you made the best choice, Team Unity. To God be the glory. I thank you for this wonderful opportunity that we have today to showcase to the world that we are doing legitimate business on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.